Hello, everybody, and welcome to Is It Kino? I am Monkey Jones, and as always, I am joined by my good buddy E-Rich.
Hello, Monkey.
Now, E-Rich, before we get into this review, I would like to preface it with one quick thing.
Yeah.
Not including this sentence. Let me say, not including this sentence. The first person to say the phrase Groundhog Day gets kicked in the fucking balls over the course of this review. Not including this sentence. Okay. Anyway, hey, E-Rich, what do you think of this movie we saw? Happy Death Day 2017.
I liked it when it was called Edge of Tomorrow, starring Tom Cruise.
Fucker.
That's the only other thing I knew what to say.
There's an ABC Family direct-to-TV movie about it's like a Christmas movie where the guy from I think he was in Breaking Bad, and he was in like episode 4, and he was the douchebag who Walter White destroyed his car. I think he kept ruining Christmas for his family and had to relive it over and over again.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a real whatever that movie was called. It's probably called Christmas Day.
Yeah.
As opposed to Edge of Tomorrow, which was the only other movie like that.
Christmas Day every day.
Yeah. So what do you think, E-Rich? You saw the movie and you said, Monkey, you got to go out and see this one so we can Kino about it. So clearly you have something you want to get off your chest here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a somewhat fan of Blumhouse, I guess is the studio's name.
Sure, yeah, they knock out these horror movies pretty well.
They are super good at just making these, and I think they're pretty low budget. I don't know, it's probably a couple million, but I mean that's pretty low budget insofar
because they made
can tell.
What was the big one from the beginning of the year? Get Out.
Get Out.
They
yeah,
produced that one. That's the most profitable movie of 2017. Did you know that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they had a hand in Split, the M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable sequel. So basically, what they've been doing is you give a couple $1 million, which by Hollywood standards is not a lot of fucking money.
It's
you
nothing.
Give that couple million to a solid creative voice, which I mean, M. Night Shyamalan had his day and he fucking spoiled it by himself being too far up his own ass. But I think he's been kind of showing that he can still make good stuff. But okay, so basically the studio gives these good, solid directors money enough so that they can make their vision, or at least make some version of their vision. And it's not big. It's not fucking like a Marvel movie. It's not some like multi-billion dollar investment where the studio wants it to make like billions of dollars in order to make their nut on it. Basically, you've got a very stripped down version of what you want, but you're creative enough and willing to take chances with some form of the genre so that they can make these really fun, really like small movies that make a shitload of money for their budget because it's really fucking well budgeted. And I love Blumhouse and their ability to do this. And so when I heard about Happy Death Day, I heard it was getting decent reviews. It wasn't as well reviewed as I thought it was. I think it was like at 68%.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good though.
It's
good.
It's
way
good.
in the positive.
Yeah. It's still
as
Rotten
fresh.
Tomatoes
goes.
Yeah. So
when I saw the trailer, I was expecting it to be in the low 20s. So 68 is like a miracle for this film.
I actually don't think I saw a trailer for this. I had just heard the word that I'm not supposed to say.
You just popped into the theater and thought, what will my movie pass by me today? Oh, yes. Happy Death Day. Oh, I'm quite intrigued, Squire.
I gave my movie pass debit card to the person and just said, put it all on black. Show me something.
Wait, so what are we getting at? Is there a but to this statement? You love Blumhouse, but then you saw this one? Or
no, there is no but. Like my faith in that kind of studio is one out again. I mean, I think Happy Death Day is very entertaining. It's a good example of you take a horror movie trope, which is fucking tired and cliched, which is the slasher, and then you put it into this engine. It's a great story engine. It's a pretty good character engine, especially when you've got a good lead actor in the role. Of basically just having them repeat it again and again and again.
Which actor in the lead role would you say was the good one?
The girl, the main girl.
I don't think any performance was able to outshine the shitty dialogue, so I'm not really with you on that one.
I think she carries it. I think you see her transformation. I think she successfully conveys the multitude of emotion that you'd go through. just the pure frustration at your your kind of lot in having to replay everything again and again and again.
Well, I think in being cast as a bitchy sorority girl, and that's typecasting for any woman on the planet Earth, so it's not really that hard for a woman to just embrace her inner nature and be a huge cunt. So it's not really even acting at that point. I think they just pointed at the camera and said, just act naturally, and then see what happens.
But I think the point in the movie that she has to sell, which is that she would have this reversal at some point and say, I could actually start to be nice to these people and see what comes of it. And, like, you can always argue that, like, in a infinite amount of times doing something, you would get around to that eventually no matter who you were, just for fucking variety's sake of not doing the same goddamn thing again and again and again. But, I just think that she does a good job of expressing this person who is not a good person coming around to seeing the world in a different way and kind of embracing the shittiness of her situation and just trying to become a better person out of it. And I think the movie is clever enough to subvert that in a couple ways. And I think they introduce an interesting kind of like stakes factor in this, which I don't remember as being present in other time loop genre movies.
Such as?
Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, okay.
I'll just say the three fucking titles for that movie. Kill. All you need is kill. God damn it, you got them all
allow
there.
me to reveal my cards.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
I haven't stated what I think of the film yet.
Yeah, let's see.
By the end of it, there are 2 fake endings to the movie.
Yes.
And by the second fake ending, I was convinced that it was the best movie I've ever seen. Is that too far of a stretch, Rich?
I think it's too far, but
might be the best movie I've ever seen.
I sense a big butt coming though.
No butt. I mean, she had quite a butt, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. It's a shit ton of fun. It's more fun than it has any right to be. I think I think it markets itself to like the normie audience who wants to go see like a Ouija or a Flatliners, like a really shitty horror movie. But then it subverts the tropes in a fun way. That, you know, you could say it steals the concept of something like Live, Die, Repeat, but like those movies don't own that concept, and it's a super fun concept, and we hardly ever get movies like that, so it's nice to see that concept applied to a horror movie. I don't think there's anything else quite like it. So recycling ideas is fine if you're going to incorporate them in new ways and have fun with it, and this movie definitely does. The writing is pretty bad in some parts, and like I can see there were lines of dialogue where I could see the screenwriter thinking, "Oh man, this is some clever, funny stuff." But then I think the way they delivered it, maybe they used a bad take, or maybe the actors are like, I don't know how I can make this sound natural. There were a few groaners in there where I was like, that's not how human beings talk. I can see the scriptwriter behind you right there, but it's not trying to be a good movie. It's not trying to be Citizen Kane Kino. It's trying to be schlock Kino, and I would say it accomplishes that pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I think it's very much playing, and it's light. It's not exactly a heavy horror movie. It's PG-13 horror, which a lot of people instantly see that rating, and they just say, well, this is bullshit. This is the studio trying to get as much fucking people in the theater. You can get the little 12-year-olds to come in and watch this piece of shit. But I think the kills aren't great. Like that's something that you always look for in a horror movie is it inventive with how it kills people and everything.
Yeah, it's not like bloody or crazy with the kills, but it is satisfying because she starts off the movie being just the biggest stuck-up cunt bitch imaginable, and they really go out of their way to paint her as being a bitch. So it's satisfying for the first half of the movie to watch her keep dying over and over again because it's like, yeah, fuck her. She ignored the cutie pie blonde Asian girl listening to music outside the sorority house. Fuck that bitch. Stab her in the throat. She deserves it. Fuck her.
Yeah.
And then she almost like, I want to say Bill Murray. I don't know what movie it was, but it's like a Bill Murray type of character who starts
some kind of rodent.
Starts off as like an asshole, but then they live the same day over and over again, and then they figure out how to be like a nice person. It's crazy.
50 First Dates. That's what you're thinking of.
I think that was the Bill Murray movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, I think the actress does a good job with it. I just generally like this concept, seeing people go through the same events and then playing with those events, the timing of things that you're able to pick up on people are basically going to say the same thing every time, but depending on how soon you interrupt them or wait for them to do something or like shut a door on them or whatever, I just like seeing that kind of restaging of the same scene again and again. So,
and yeah. on that note, I will say that yesterday I listened to I'll mention him. I did this in the Apes podcast, and I'll do this again to rebut a little-known reviewer called Your Movie Sucks, a.k.a. Adam Johnson, a.k.a. Can I Fuck Your Dog? Where he reviewed the movie, and he also really enjoyed it. Okay. But then, like, he got really picky. He's like, oh, but if she left the dorm earlier in this time, then how come all the things outside were still perfectly timed? It's like, dude... It's a stupid horror movie.
Fuck off,
it's
dude.
Self-aware. It knows it's dumb. If you're trying to nitpick plot points in this this movie that knows that it's stupid, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's not that type of movie where you should go in and try to pick out all the plot inconsistencies and the plot holes. Do that for something else, not for Happy Death Day.
Yeah, this movie is for sitting in the theater, not being sure what to expect exactly, and just having a nice time with it. Like, I think it's smart enough but not fucking brilliant so that it understands how shitty the genre it's in is.
Yeah, I think self-awareness is the best way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. It takes advantage of its own self-awareness, and it can surprise the audience at times. Like, so did you think that the first time they had wrapped it up that was what it was going to be?
Oh, of course. The movie makes you think it's over, and it's about to cut to credits, and then not
it
quite.
Didn't happen that way. Yeah,
and then. We're not going to spoil anything because there are major twists in this movie that are really enjoyable.
Oh yeah,
but when she solves the mystery of her death, I was like, okay, this is the best fucking thing I've ever seen. That's brilliant and funny and terrible and great. Like so many conflicting ideas in my brain of how stupid and amazing it was at the same time.
Yeah, when they try to trick you at the very end, the friend I saw it with said, I would have preferred they didn't do that. But it is kind of the rule of threes, where the first time you think they've solved it, not. Second time you think they solved it, not. Third time you think that they solved it, you play the joke. So the joke has had its time to kind of fully flesh out. So yeah, I think it was really well done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. The writing was pretty hokey at times, and I didn't think any performance was necessarily good. Adam Johnson complained that the mask wasn't scary, and I don't think it was necessarily meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really meant to be scary. Like, they could have picked a scary mask. It's just like it's almost part of the plot. Like, okay, of course the killer would use that mask because it's what was convenient and what was around at the time.
It's an anachronistic mask that you wouldn't expect to see a killer have. So, it is what it is.
And eventually, like, anything can become scary. Like, if you know that this is the face of somebody trying to kill you, like, eventually, no matter what it is, you're going to get creeped out. So I'm sorry, Mr. Your Movie Sucks. I'm sorry that it wasn't an anti-bestiality mask. I know that would scare the fuck out of you. I'm sorry that this weird, creepy baby face wasn't scary enough for your dog fucking dick.
Yeah, man, if Barney the dinosaur or a Teletubby is coming at you and trying to stab you, that's pretty scary.
Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. It's schlocky. It's not cinema, but would you say it's schlock Kino?
Yeah, I mean we have so many types of Kinos at this point, but absolutely, yeah, it's schlock Kino where it goes above and beyond the Call of Duty as really low rent horror and is somewhat clever and a nice surprise at the theater. I didn't come in thinking that I would like the movie in any way. I thought just seeing a bunch of fun kills in this self-correcting loop to type procedure, I thought that would be fun, and it was great.
All right, well, for Is It Kino, I have been Monkey Jones.
And I have been E-Rich.
And we'll see you next time.